Reporters that Hurts wasn't feeling well when he arrived and ended up being sent to the hospital to get his stomach evaluated, but would end up being fine. So, Shannon, what do you make of what happened last night?
I mean, the way he's running like he about to go to the bathroom, and he don't want to go on himself, Skip. I mean, that's all you can chalk it up to, because, I mean, they said it wasn't an injury. It wasn't injury-related, because it's hard for me to see a scenario, Skip, where a quarterback get injured in warm-up. What was he doing? And so they said it was just a stomach issue. Maybe it's something in Philly. You know, Joel Embiid suffered from that, so I think it's a Philly thing. Maybe it's the cheesesteaks or something going on. But that's all I get to Skip. I don't think it's Jalen Hurts has started before. Jalen Hurts is starting in the league. Jalen Hurts has played in big games at Alabama, has played in big games at Oklahoma. So I don't think the moment got too big and all of a sudden he got queasy at the stomach. I don't think that. I just think maybe he ate something and it didn't agree with him. And, you know, this is where we are. It happens sometimes. I can't recall. I've had some defensive linemen that had some stomach issue. Offensive linemen, you know, they go to the bathroom, throw up, they're like, oh. If you know you hear that sound, then all of a sudden you start to want to feel like, you got to close your ears. But I've never had a quarterback to have stomach issues and have to leave the game or have to get medicine or something like that. Had some guys that have to take Imodium because, you know, the stomach is uneven. Oh, Mark's the rep. Threw up about 40 times before every game. So he's different. I'll put Stink in a category by himself. But, Skip, this was unusual. It's not something that I'm very familiar with in a situation like this, but I don't think it's something for us to get alarmed by.
I'll go this far. I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts, as you know. I believe in him. I believe he badly wanted to play in this game.
I do too.
And I remain suspicious about what happened. I don't know. I have no more facts because I only have the Eagles side of the story.
Correct.
I don't have Jalen's side of the story. But what do we know about Jalen last night? He did show up, according to Nick Sirianni, the first-year head coach who's never been a head coach at any level. He's just turned 40 years of age, so he's young, and it's all new to him. This is a whole new ball game to him off the field. So he says after the game, he mentioned before the game, Jalen mentioned to me that his stomach was something upset. He had some stomach issue going on, but that he wanted to play. So he dressed. He warmed up, and we even saw a shot of him sort of dancing, pirouetting between reps where he looked like he was getting excited to go play. So what to make of that? Sirianni says when they went in before the anthem and the kickoff that he decided to shut Jalen down against Jalen's wishes, that Jalen still said, no, I want to play. I'm okay to go. The next thing Sirianni says is that Jalen winds up going to the hospital.
Was it appendicitis?
Going to the hospital?
Yeah.
Because you got a stomach bug? Well, you don't go to the hospital for a stomach bug. I've had 24 hours. Usually the only good thing about a stomach bug, it's hell for a while, but it comes and it goes, right? Is that what it was?
It's the going that really hurts, though.
Well, I got it. But again, can it wipe you out? Can it knock you out of a preseason game? And Sirianni's point was, it's just a preseason game, and I decided I'm going to shut him down for tonight, and I'm going to shut down the whole offensive line. So he didn't have the offensive line go out with Joe Flacco, who then had to obviously start the game. And right away, the backup center snaps it over Flacco's head. So it was all backups across the front of the line. Okay, so now he goes to the hospital to get checked out for what Sirianni said was some kind of abdominal infection. What? An infection? Like you got a parasite or something? You know, like what? And after the game, Sirianni is addressing the media, and he's asked, well, what happened? What happened when he came back? Or did you hear anything from the hospital? No, I didn't hear anything. If your alleged starting quarterback goes to the hospital for a stomach issue, wouldn't you, as soon as maybe at halftime, wouldn't you get on the phone? He said the doctor accompanied him to the hospital, the team doctor. Wouldn't you call and say, is he okay? What happened?
Normally the trainer.
Either way.
The team doctor would be in touch with the trainer, and the trainer would relay any information back to the head coach.
If he indeed went to the hospital and you're the head coach, wouldn't you at least want to know what happened? What was the outcome? What was the prognosis? What happened at the hospital?
Well, maybe they were still running tests and maybe they didn't know.
I don't know. So suspicious, mysterious, inexplicable that your starting quarterback goes to the hospital. And then he said, I didn't see him after the game, so I don't know if he went home or really.
Man, if I go to the hospital, I'm not coming back to the stadium.
Okay, that's fine. But if your head coach would want to know, Mike Shanahan would say, what happened to Sharp?
Right.
You know, what happened at the hospital?
Yeah.
Is he okay or is he in the hospital?
Yeah.
Is he going to have to stay overnight?
Yeah.
Did they find something?
Normally had Greg would tell him, Sharpie's done. Sharpie fractured his eye socket. Sharpie dislocated his elbow.
All right. Well,
Sharpie broke his collarbone.
Okay, there you go. So, big picture, I've never gotten the vibe from the Eagles higher-ups that they are sold on Jalen Hurts. And obviously, you want to talk about getting thrown into a dumpster fire last year. That was.
Right.
And I thought he played pretty well. He didn't play great.
Right.
And he made mistakes, but he did a lot of good things.
But Skip, they could have drafted a quarterback. They could have moved up and taken a quarterback. They could have took Mac Jones. Look, do I believe that like they're all in? Like there's a quarterback available. If there's, if they don't play well this year and they're up there, one of these quarterbacks available, do I believe they'll take one? Absolutely. I believe they'll take the Rattler kid or the Sam Howell, the kid from North Carolina. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to be a very high draft pick. Mm-hmm. So yes, I believe that. But they did give Jalen Hurts at least 1 year to show them that I'm your guy for your future and your quarterback in the quarterback position. The team is in good hands with me. But Joe Flacco ain't the answer. We know that.
Well, when they signed Flacco, I wondered if they thought he was a 1A, like a fallback solution, just in case they didn't love what they saw from Jalen in the preseason. Yeah. I didn't know. Listen, Joe Flacco still has one of the all-time great playoff records. There's no doubt. Yes. He also has been Joe Fluco during the regular season. But Skip,
it's kind of like Nick Foles. You got to get him to the playoffs before you can see that side of him, because he gonna stake it up in the regular season. Yeah, he's 2-13. He's 2-13 in the last 15 starts. He was 0-4 for the Jets. I don't know if you remember, he played for my Broncos, and he was a mess. He was good and terrible.
He was a mess. So what I always wonder about the Eagles, and obviously I'm not an Eagles fan because I'm a Cowboys fan, and they got wiped out last night.
It's not very often, Skip, you see somebody get beat 35-0 in a preseason game.
Preseason game?
It should have been worse than that, because a field goal kicker from, I think he was trying to get cut.
Well, he's done. He's gone. He should have just not even gotten on the bus.
I mean, the PAT, that's the third PAT he's missed in the field, and they weren't even close, Skip.
No, I do agree. So, in the end, I look at this young staff, and it's by far the youngest coaching staff in the league, because Sirianni just turned 40, and his offensive coordinator, his offensive coordinator is 36, and his defensive coordinator is 38, and his special teams coach, Michael Clay, is all of 29 years of age. So
I ain't heard of not one of them guys.
Then you have, they have no experience at a high level, right?
Not one.
Okay. So Howie Roseman's obviously GM, but I'm going to go up one level higher to Jeffrey Lurie, the owner. Jeffrey Lurie has some Jerry Jones in him, but it's not public Jerry.
He's behind the scenes, Jerry.
Behind the scenes, but he has his fingerprints are all over this.
Of course.
I just get the feeling that Jeffrey Lurie runs the football operation more than from on high, without holding a post-game press conference the way Jerry does. He doesn't hold any press conferences. He doesn't have a radio show. He's not out front. He's behind the scenes.
But here's the thing, Skip. There's the difference between the fan base in Dallas and the fan base in the Eagles. If the Eagles turn, they don't care if you're the owner. They don't care if you're the star player. They will boo you. They'll call into those talk shows, and they will obliterate you. That's not going to happen in Dallas, because
not to that extent. Okay, so in the end, I have wondered from the start whether Jeffrey Lurie has bought into Jalen Hurts, and I am highly unsure of that.
Right.
So that's what made me skeptical about everything that happened last night. It just didn't smell right to me.
Well, I don't know if any of them is totally bought in. I think the thing was last year, Skip, is that Carson Wentz was playing so bad they had no choice.
Yep.
That's what that was. It wasn't like, oh, man, let's give Jalen because he's been ready for this moment, yada, yada, yada. Wentz was just playing so bad they had no choice, or they were about to lose the team.
Yeah, and then what happened to Jalen Hurts in the end? Dougie P. It was the beginning of the end of Doug Peterson.
Yes.
We go to the fourth quarter of a close game on a Sunday night, wasn't it? That
was against the Washington football team.
And he goes to the third stringer.
And he benches him.
What was his name? Nate Sudfeld?
Yeah.
Is that who it was? Nate Sudfeld.
Yes.
Wow. And I think he's with the 49ers now. But Dougie P. goes to Sudfeld over Jalen Hurts. And Jalen's over on the bench saying, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically, he gifted the Washington football team the division.
That was it.
Because the Giants I think the Giants would have won.
Yep. So I did enjoy seeing the Eagles just get wiped out.
Oh, they got wiped out, Skip. Ooh.
Yeah, and it's cry, Eagles cry, right?
I mean, you